Hi guys! Today we're going to read Somebody and the Three Blairs by Marilyn Tolhurst. Illustrations by Simone Abel. How would you react if somebody visited your house while you were gone, especially if the somebody were a bear? I have a prediction before I've even read any of the pages. Do you? Somebody and the Three Blairs. One Sunday morning in a small house on the edge of town, Mr. Blair, Mrs. Blair, and Baby Blair were sitting down to breakfast. "It's such a fine morning," said Mr. Blair. "Let's take a walk in the park." I think my prediction was right. I thought it would be the opposite of the regular Goldilocks story, where a bear went into a people's house. Did you guys make a similar prediction? "What a good idea," said Mrs. Blair. "Feed a ducks," said Baby Blair. So they took their coats and a bag of breadcrumbs and set out for the park. While they were gone, somebody came to the door, somebody knocked, and when no one answered, somebody tiptoed in. I think the bear's name is actually Somebody, and my clue is that it starts with a capital letter. Normally the word somebody does not. He sniffed and sniffed. He looked at the breakfast table. "This food is too dry," said somebody. "This food is too noisy," said somebody. "But this food is just right." Do you notice what he's trying? Cereal. And what cereal is noisy when you pour milk on it? Have you ever had Rice Krispies that snap, crackle, and pop? Do you notice he found the honey to be just right? And we know bears love honey. He looked for somewhere to sit down. "This seat is too hard," said somebody. "This seat is too wobbly," said somebody. "But this seat is just right." He looked for something to play with. "This game is too noisy," said somebody. "This game is too cold," said somebody. "But this game is just right." This is my favorite page because everything he's playing with that he thinks is a game is not actually a game. You notice he's in the refrigerator here. That's why he thinks it's too cold. And he is making a mess, mixing up all sorts of ingredients. I wonder if it will taste good or bad. He looked for something to drink. Now this part of the story is different because he's going upstairs, not to take a nap, but to look for something to drink. Make a prediction of where you think he might find something to drink upstairs in the house. "This rain is too hot," said somebody. "This pond is too small," said somebody. "But this stream is just right." He looked for somewhere to sleep. "This bed is too big," said somebody. "This bed is too small," said somebody. "But this bed is just right." When Mr. and Mrs. Blair and Baby Bear came back from the park, they saw the breakfast table. "Somebody's been eating my crunchies," said Mr. Blair. "Somebody's been eating my Krispies," said Mrs. Blair. "All gone," said Baby Bear. They looked around the room. "Somebody's been sitting in my chair," said Mr. Blair. "Somebody's been sitting on my chair," said Mrs. Blair. "Busted," said Baby Bear. They went into the kitchen. "Somebody's been emptying the cupboard," said Mr. Blair. "Somebody's been raiding the fridge," said Mrs. Blair. "Naughty," said Baby Blair. They went upstairs. Uh-oh. I think he forgot to turn the water off. "Flood!" shouted Mr. Bear. "Help!" shouted Mrs. Blair. "Lot of water!" shouted Baby Blair. They looked in the bedroom. "It's a burglar," said Mr. Blair. "It's a monster," said Mrs. Blair. "It's a big teddy bear," said Baby Blair. "It's escaped from the zoo," said Mr. Blair. "It's escaped from the circus," said Mrs. Blair. "It's escaped down a drain pipe," said Baby Blair. "Somebody phone the police," said Mrs. Blair. "Somebody call the fire department," said Mrs. Blair. "Somebody gone home," said Baby Blair. Bye-bye. Come again and play tomorrow. Wow, so that had lots of interesting and different parts. I really liked the part where he was looking for games and then the part looking for water. See you next time.